Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Naturally Beautiful and Optimal Wellness Summit. My name is Elizabeth Engen. I am your host, and today we have an amazing guest. Her name is Dr. Shirley Piccarreto. Welcome, Dr. Shirley.
Hey, welcome. Nice to be here. Thanks for having me.
Well, you are so welcome. Would you mind telling the viewers what your specialty is? You've had so much experience and so much knowledge and wisdom.
Well, thank you for that. Yeah, 30 years will do that for you. So yeah, I've been in practice and doing natural health for over 30 years now. I'm a doctor of naturopathy. You do all kinds of weight loss coaching, teaching. You just have a best-selling book that just came out, Healthy, Lean, and Sexy at Any Age. And so yeah, it's been a lot of fun being in this field for sure.
How awesome is that? I heard you also just had a very big interview as well this morning.
Yeah. I had an interview with NPR. I was on ABC Connecticut last week, and I'm going to NBC Connecticut, and then going to ABC Washington D.C. next week. So yeah, I've been on the road doing some traveling and just promoting the good word out here.
Well, you are such a big deal. So tell us, Dr. Shirley, what does optimal wellness mean to you?
Well, I think the biggest thing is that, we get to decide what that is. We get to decide, how well we want to be. And wellness is really our own, responsibility. And for me, it's a combination of things. When I was younger, I used to think, oh, just eating the right food or getting enough exercise, all of that's well and good. I think we need to move, 4 or 5 times a week. I personally love yoga. I think we need to eat, clean and good food. Obviously, stay away from the toxins, the dyes, and the additives. That is part of my lifestyle. But I've also realized as the years go by too that we need to have this inner satisfaction with our lives. And if we're not happy with our relationships, we're not going to be healthy. If we, say, oh crap, every time we hit the alarm clock in the morning when we go to work, we're not going to be healthy. So we have to work on the inner part of our health as well as these other fundamentals of the good food, the good clean water, no hormone beef, and all those other things. But I think when we're happy in our life and our relationships, we're going to be super healthy.
Absolutely. And I know you just have so much experience with the natural health. And I know this was a while back, but would you mind sharing with us? You used to do a radio show called Get Well Naturally Now. Can you talk a little bit about that?
Oh yeah, no, it was a ball. It wasn't that many years ago. I did it with my partner Mark, and we had so much fun. And so he would do a segment on real food because he really, that's part of his expertise. And I would educate people. We'd pull out all kinds of fun stuff like, oh, did you know that there's like yoga mat, particles in some breads, and just like kind of stuff that'd be a little shocking, to people. But it was educational and it was fun. And even back 4 or 5 years ago, a lot of this was still new to people. Natural health is finally has come out of the closet, and it's a wonderful place for it to be.
So did you, during your radio show, did you just pick topics and discuss them, or did you interview people, or what was the format?
We did some interviewing, but it was mostly I would usually do some education about the body. One week I might speak about the liver. One week I might speak about the large intestine. It may sound physiologically boring, but it's actually not. It can be pretty exciting as you educate people on that. And then we would do kind of what's new in the world, and then we talk about the food and exercise component. So yeah, it was pretty lively. It was fun because we wouldn't tell each other what we were going to say on the show. So it was always fresh. We'd be like, wow, really? So it was fun. It was dynamic. And it was one of the most fun things I ever did, actually.
I love that. I love that.
Yeah.
And you and I, before we started taping here, we were talking about cleansing. Now, I'm not exact. Can you talk a little bit about that? I'm not sure if you mean like a some kind of a fast or colon cleanse. What do you mean by that?
One cleansing, what I mean by that is I'm talking about colon cleansing and liver cleansing. And colon and fasting and cleansing are not the same thing. Fasting is more involved, whether you're doing juicing or water, whatever that is. But actual cleansing is introducing components of food-based, herbal-based into the body to allow the body to let go of some of the toxins. And we accumulate toxins in our body from so many ways. It may be from the foods. There's additives, the preservatives, and the dyes. All of that has to go through the liver. If we're eating, meat, meat, it has most meat, unless it states otherwise, and chicken has antibiotics, and it has growth hormones in, which can, obviously make you fat. They make the cows fat, which is why they do it, because they make more money at the market. If we're, dyeing our hair, we've got, toxins coming that way in our environment. Maybe we work in a factory, maybe we work in a hair salon. All of this goes through our body and goes through our liver. And when our liver can't handle it anymore, it spews it out. And then our body actually creates more fat to protect itself. Our colon can hold between 5 and 20 pounds of debris. It's not pretty, but it's true. So not only do we move that out, but then our colon is nice and clean. Colon's the same thing as the large intestine, by the way. And so when the food comes in, then we're going to be able to absorb it, and we don't have as many cravings. So many people are actually, nutrient deficient and don't even know it, because of this kind of leather, it's called cathara, that builds up in the large intestine. And we need to clean, just like we take care of our cars. We got to, we got to clean them out, get the oil in. You got to do the same thing, with the body.
And I would think that, because I've seen a whole lot of things about that, I would think you'd have to go, I would want to go see a professional for that.
There's a lot of, it's a good point that you pull up. There's a lot of cleanses. You see them all over the place. The biggest thing that people, like I was talking to my brother-in-law, and he was just getting on his health kick, and he started this cleanse. He went to a good store, but there wasn't any fiber in this particular cleanse. He didn't know any better, just picked it up. But if you're pulling out toxins and there's not fiber, then people are going to have what's called a healing crisis. They might get headachy, especially in the back of the neck or the top, and they'll think, oh geez, I'm having a reaction, but it's really the toxins leaving the body. But you need to have enough water. Whatever your weight is, you divide that in two, and that's how much water you need for your body. And you need to have the fibers so it can hold on to those toxins and then move them out through the canal. Another issue is to take into account is meds. Many people are on medications, and you don't want to be mixing your herbals with your meds. And so you do want to talk to a professional about that. As we start to cleanse, meds also get stored in our body too, the residue. And so those will start to come out. So again, the water, is important. But yeah, I definitely advocate people, talking to a professional. I do offer, free consultations for people. I'd rather see people get this done right, than have a bad experience and say, hey, this didn't work for me. So it's better to have it done right.
Well, so if someone were to do it on their own or didn't consult someone, what are the potential hazards of that?
As I said, it's more that you wouldn't want to mix some herbals like on top of medications, because you got to allow your meds to do what they need to do, and the herbals. And as I said, sometimes if a person is cleansing too fast, depends on what if you've never cleansed before, you've got years and years of stuff in your body, it's just the way that it is. If you've got, skin issues, that's because, you've got toxins in your body. If your feet stink and you have good cleaning habits, but you still have bad breath or bad teeth, this is because of the garbage inside your body. Sometimes we know our liver is stressed if we're quick to anger, easily frustrated, lack of patience, wake up groggy. If you don't sleep between 2 and 4 a.m., that's liver time, and it's an indication your liver is stressed. Now your liver can then get weakened too. So someone who say is a big drinker, alcoholic, or is just kind of gotten run down, and when our liver is weak, our moods are flat. We may be more on the depressive side. We may be, who cares, why bother? We may have some food allergies. You can have some issues with candida, which is yeast overgrowth. So much of our body depends on how clean it is on the inside. So it's important to do well. And there's a lot of good products out there, and there's a lot of professionals that can guide people along the way.
Awesome. Mm-hmm. So I would love to hear a little bit, because weight loss is always a huge topic.
It is, yeah.
So if someone were to come to you, I'm sure you have certain guidelines. I'm sure there is a whole lot to it, but what do you typically tell people?
Well, the biggest thing is, to cut the sugar out. As far as a diet goes, sugar is what makes people fat. Fat doesn't make people fat. So things like, coconut oil and avocado, people say, oh, it's high in calories. Well, calories, schmalories. Again, this is my perspective. We don't count calories. I don't encourage people to do that. I do encourage people to get off the sugar and to increase their protein. If you want to get a jump start to your fat burning, you need to start your morning with about 30 grams of protein every day. I have a pea protein shake. Sounds funny, but it tastes like cake batter. But I might put in, some low glycemic berries like blueberries or strawberries or raspberries. I put in some almond butter, some coconut, some chia to get the omega-3s. So I start every day with 30 grams of protein, and I advise that for other people too. People need to move, they need to exercise. There's no like just stop eating and lose weight kind of thing like maybe I did when I was 15 years old. But you've got to move, find something you like to do. I recently started doing yoga. When I say recently, like 6 months ago. I spent the last 25 plus years in a gym, and I've gotten more results out of 5 days a week of yoga than I did out of, I think, 25 years in the gym. So that's one of my newest loves. Then the other part of that is choosing the food that you're going to eat. If you, again, as I alluded to earlier, having meat or chicken that has antibiotics, and not antibiotics, but has hormones in them, these are going to make you heavier too, just like they do with the animals. So we want to clean up the diet that way. The water part is important. And then if you're over 40, your progesterone is probably low, and progesterone is the hormone in our body that is used to hold the egg and the sperm together inside the uterus to create the baby, a safe baby. And as we get older, we obviously don't need that as much, so our progesterone drops. And when the progesterone drops, you have a tendency to gain weight. That's how people think of, perimenopause and menopause, but it doesn't have to be that way. But without the progesterone, our waist will start to get a little bit, thicker, our bones become weaker, all that stuff. But you see a professional. That's not my expertise. I'm not, a bioidentical hormone specialist, but you go see, a doctor, anti-aging doc or someone along those lines. They can really, make a big difference, on there. So I feel that you need to, really love everything that you eat. It should not be about deprivation, because if you're sitting there looking, at food you don't want to eat and you're eating it just because. And I remember my poor mom, she was like in her late 70s, and a doctor was like, oh, you should have oatmeal every day. She hated oatmeal, but she got those little packets, that little, the little stuff with the peaches in it. And it was like 28 grams of sugar in there and about 30 ingredients. And I'm just going, holy cow, just eat your donut. You're 78 years old. What does it matter? So it's just like, to sit there every day and eat food you don't like or not feel like you're enjoying it, that can add weight to your body, as well too. So I want to enjoy every meal that I had. I had some fish tacos last night, which were, delicious. We have a lot of, you want to get fish that is wild caught. You don't want to get the farm raised, because if it's farm raised, it means they put all kinds of antibiotics in the water, and that can cause an immune response. So it's more about eating clean, enjoying yourself, having some wine, but not, bottles on end, having good water, and having that good activity too.
Wow. Yeah. And there's there's a lot of bad information out there.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. Yeah, there is. I mean, some people want to sell products. I get that from a corporate standpoint. And people are confused. There's a lot of different, diets, to follow, and some things are going to work for a little bit, but it's more when you incorporate, some of the real changes that, you just start to see a difference. And as I said, some of the happy, when you become happier with your life, you won't hold on to as much fat, as well either.
Do you think, is there any products that may help with the sugar cravings, or is it just getting rid of the toxins like you were talking about?
With the sugar cravings, the more sugar you eat, the more cravings you have. So you have to take those 2 to 3 days and just go cold turkey and have some discipline. I mean, being healthy involves being disciplined. It's just the way that it is. You can't eat whatever you want, look the way you want. It just doesn't work that way. So you just have to, once you stop eating the sugar, and sugar means juices, that means orange juices and apple juices, and and as I said, too much wine, or even eating too many fruits, like bananas are super high on a glycemic index. But once you cut out, like, let's say you take 3 days and you cut out your bread, you cut out your bagels and your pastas and your rices and all that stuff, and you just eat some lean meat, some lean fish, a lot of vegetables, a lot of salad. You can even make some great, desserts that are low glycemic. And you do that for 2 or 3 days, you're going to lose your puffiness, because carbohydrates hold about 2.5 times more water. So you're going to be a lot puffier, but you'll start to get lean, and then you just won't have those cravings. And that's really what it takes. Some of it's habit though, right? It's habit, and social and stuff at the office, and everything gets celebrated at the office, right? So you just got to say no. That's another thing. I teach these classes. They're like, oh, I had a party. Oh, it's Mother's Day. Oh, it's Easter. Okay, go eat then. We all do what we want to do ultimately. When you start using that stuff, it's just excuses. So you just gotta say no if you want to feel and look the way you want to do. That's all there is.
Absolutely. And again,
Yeah.
it is discipline.
It is. Yeah, I know. But you see people that get so, that really do this. And that's why we're always inspired. Like, I remember the Shape magazine, the befores and afters. We all like to look at that. You look at it online. It's exciting. We cheer people on, and that's one of the biggest benefits people get out of it is the social validation. Like, oh my God, you look amazing. Oh, look at you. Look at this. People, admire that. And if we want to care for ourselves and admire ourselves and self-respect ourselves, then you pay a little bit of price, but I don't know. I never think of it that way because it's just the way I live, and we eat a lot. We eat a lot of good food too.
Well, and it's not easy if someone doesn't know what they're doing.
It's true. Oh, you got that right. Yeah, and it can be discouraging. Like I used to go to this exercise class, and I remember the girls saying, "Oh, have your granola bar before you come in," and I thought, you're just flooding the body with sugar. She's not going to burn any fat. She's going to be discouraged. The best thing to do is to not eat before you exercise. Let the body burn fat as a fuel, and then wait till you get a little hungry and then eat some protein when you're done. Then you'll get your body into a fat burning state. You get to start to see some pinch and inch difference on your arms, waist, wherever.
Yeah. So you used to, I believe you used to own a clinic. Is that right?
I was in private practice for a lot of years. Yeah. So yeah.
What now? Now we discussed this earlier. I'm not sure. Can you tell us what Doctor of, can't even pronounce it.
Naturopathy. Yeah. Doctor of Naturopathy, basically, in the alternative medicine field, actually it's now called integrative because it's not alternative anymore. It's finally integrative. We're always trying to get to the source of a problem. And I always like to tell people, I am not opposed to any kind of medical per se. I'm a big fan of emergency medicine, and I like to tell people if you or I were to have a heart attack or a stroke, we'd be pretty darn happy that 911 showed up in our driveway in 5 minutes. We need that. You need an EKG. You would need, say, MRIs, CAT scans. I mean, it saved my daughter's life, when she was younger and had a cheerleading accident. So, when these things happen, you need medical diagnoses. I do believe, though, that once we have that diagnosis, or we can work to keep ourselves happy with natural medicine, you can, sustain energy, solid sleep, clear skin, good moods, bones that don't ache, digestion that's easy and not painful, weight loss. All of those things, can be achieved naturally. And that's my philosophy, is to keep myself well. And then if someone needs, like my son broke his wrist snowboarding, okay, well, I'm going to give him some magnesium and calcium afterwards, but he needs his bone set. I can't do that. And my mom fell and broke her hip when she was elderly, and she needed a surgeon. She didn't, but afterwards, we gave her healing herbs, and same thing with my daughter, cleansed her body out from all the toxins from the hospital. And then you go on and take care of yourself. So that's the philosophy behind natural medicine.
Awesome. And can you tell us a little bit about your brand new book that you are promoting?
Yeah, sure. It's very exciting. It's called Healthy, Lean, and Sexy at Any Age. And I'm really happy with how it turned out. It's been very well received. It became a bestseller in 5 health categories in about 5 or 6 countries. So that was fun. It was fun to be able to get my word out. I talk a lot about not just my traveling, but I've traveled to 16, 17 countries in the last 6 years. So different, lifestyles of how do people, why are people in Vietnam, so much thinner? We go over there, and, my partner, Mark, is, I don't know, he's like 5'11", 100, 55 pounds. I'm 123 pounds at 5'3". They look at us and say that we're huge. They give us size large, literally. They're like, and I'm like, large? Why do we need a large? He goes, well, look at you, So it's a very interesting perspective. Or we're in Korea and we're hiking some of the most challenging, and we're in really good shape, but challenging mountains. And these people that are in their 70s and 80s, they're just like passing us by and giving us fruit. We even had a nun pass us in full habit. So like the hiking, these people in other countries just take things so much more seriously. They don't allow dyes and additives, and a lot of these things are just illegal in European countries. And that's why I love to eat, like I've been in, France and in Italy, and eating the cheese, like, because there's no hormones in it, there's no stuff, the wine doesn't have any junk in it, so I really, you can just eat and eat. So I do talk about that. Talk about a lot of different ways. We talk about the liver, we talk about regenerating the body. We grow new skin on our hand every day. We grow a new spine about every 8 to 10 months, new liver about every 8 to 10 months. So we can be regenerating at the age of 70, or we can be degenerating at 30. And I start out by talking about a client who's in her 30s, and oh, she's so tired, and she's not sleeping well, and she's overweight, and her skin's bad, and she's cranky. And she says, well, after all, I am 30. And I'm like, oh my, honey, we got a long way to go here, and then I did work with her, over the next 60 days, and, got her feeling fantastic. But I have friends in their 70s, that are out sailing boats and skiing down big mountains and writing books and speaking from stages to tens of thousands of people. I mean, you can live the life you want to live. And I want it to be more inspirational, that just because you're 30, 40, 50, or 60 doesn't mean you can't look good and feel good, because your body can do it.
Oh, it sounds simple, exciting. Right? So
yeah.
A person, like, I could buy it right now?
Yes, it's on
Amazon. Already out?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. Healthy, Lean, and Sexy at any age. It's on Amazon, and it's a fun read. I've got a lot of 5-star reviews, and so it's been great, and it's been fun to talk about that, because I've been living this for many years, and there's just new generations that are coming along that are just tired of the meds, and tired of feeling crappy, and tired of being tired, and all of that stuff. So I hope to impact and share, and if people pick up just a couple nuggets that change direction or perspective, it's work well done.
I love that. And it's not just for women, it's men and women?
It is for men and women. I would say, I talk a little bit about the hormone. It is geared, I don't know. I mean, men could get the same thing out of it. We all got the same liver, same kidneys, same bladder, all of that. I do talk a little bit about, women's sex drive and progesterone. But I would say for men and women, absolutely.
I love that. Now, you also have some a wearable technology. Did you create this yourself?
No, not at all. No, a company called World Global Network out of Italy created this. It's wearable tech is the newest, biggest thing, where we are now able to have a security system for our body, just like we do for our home. So this particular unit is called the Hilo. If people want to see a 2-minute video, it's on my website, drshirleysays.com. But the wearable technology that you wear on your wrist allows you to test your blood pressure, allows you to monitor your EKG, and also, of course, your steps and your sleep and your respiration. It has a panic button. So if someone's in trouble, like a little kid or your mom's in trouble, they can just press this and you automatically get a text, so you know what the trouble is. You can monitor your parents. Let's say you have aging parents and they're living alone. You can get a note that says your mom's blood pressure's up or her heart rate's gone down too low. And then the newest apps that are being introduced shortly are to monitor blood glucose, to monitor blood alcohol, to determine
Can you hear me, Shirley? It looks like we lost Shirley. Well, thank you, everyone, for joining the Naturally Beautiful and Optimal Wellness Summit. We were just talking with Dr. Shirley, and we'll wait just for a second to see if she comes back. She just gave us some great tips about weight loss, about being naturally well. And if you love what Dr. Shirley just shared with us, oh, there she is. I believe she's here. If you love what Dr. Shirley just shared with us, please subscribe to the channel and come back and hear how 21 experts can share with you how to be naturally well and have optimal wellness. Have a great day.